I remember the women who came into my salon with thinning hairlines. They tried to hide under scarves and careful parts, embarrassed to bring it up at all. Almost every single time, I'd quietly reach for the same plain bottle from my own kitchen cabinet, rosemary oil, long before anyone online ever called it a trend. The oil itself is nothing complicated. What trips women up is exactly how they use it, especially one sensation on the scalp that most women assume means it's working hard, when it can actually mean the very opposite. I'm Rosemary, and for 22 years, I stood behind the chair at my own small beauty parlor, watching more thinning scalps and changing hairlines up close than most doctors ever get the chance to. Long before hair growth serums lined drugstore shelves, women reached for rosemary grown right outside the kitchen door, passed down in old handwritten notebooks like mine. The real question is whether a plain kitchen oil can actually do anything for a hairline that's already thinning. And that deserves a straight answer, not just nostalgia. Here's what's actually going on. As we get older, hair growth naturally slows, and the scalp circulation isn't quite what it was in our 20s. Rosemary oil, when properly diluted and massaged into the scalp, is believed to gently stimulate blood flow to the hair follicles. Better circulation means the follicles are better fed, which can support fuller, steadier growth over time. I want to be honest with you here, rosemary oil isn't a miracle, and it doesn't work overnight. But in one well-known comparison study, consistent use performed about as well as a common over-the-counter treatment over several months. Here is the one method to use, so there's no guessing. Start with pure rosemary essential oil, not a rosemary-scented fragrance oil, which won't offer the same benefit, and is often made with synthetic ingredients that can irritate the scalp. Mix about 5 to 6 drops of rosemary essential oil into 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil, such as jojoba, coconut, or olive oil. Never apply essential oils straight from the bottle onto your scalp. Combine the 2 oils in a small, dark glass bottle, since light and heat break oils down faster than you'd expect. Shake it gently before each use. This diluted mixture keeps well for about 2 to 3 months if stored in a cool, dark cabinet away from your bathroom mirror and its steam. If the oil ever smells sharp, sour, or different than when you first mixed it, that's your sign to toss it and blend a fresh batch. Making a small amount at a time rather than a big jar meant to last all year keeps it fresher and more effective. A small brown or amber bottle from any pharmacy works fine for this. And it's worth labeling it with the date you mixed it so you're never guessing how old it's gotten. Warm a small amount of your diluted oil between your palms first. Section your hair so you can reach your scalp directly, not just the strands. Using your fingertips, never your nails. Massage the oil into your scalp in gentle circles for a few minutes, focusing on any areas that feel thinner or thinning at the part line. This is a pre-shampoo treatment, so apply it to dry or slightly damp hair, not freshly washed hair. Leave it on for 20 to 30 minutes, then wash it out thoroughly with your regular shampoo. Avoid your eyes and any patch of scalp that's broken, sunburned, or freshly irritated. Start with 2 to 3 applications a week rather than every single night, since more isn't automatically better here. Give it real time before judging results. Rosemary oil works on hair that's already growing, not overnight magic, so consistency over months matters more than any single application ever will. Some women like to wrap their hair in a warm, damp towel for the last 10 minutes of that waiting period, which feels lovely and may help the oil settle into the scalp a little more evenly. Pay close attention to how your scalp actually feels while you do this, because that sensation matters more than you'd think, and I'll explain exactly why in a moment. Now, here are 7 specific ways women accidentally waste this old trick before it ever gets the chance to work. A few of these are simple fixes. The last one is the exact sensation I mentioned at the very start. Mistake 1, reaching for rosemary fragrance oil instead of true rosemary essential oil. They may smell alike on the shelf, but fragrance oils are usually synthetic blends without the same properties, and they're more likely to irritate sensitive, aging scalp skin than support it. Mistake 2, applying rosemary oil straight from the bottle without diluting it in a carrier oil first. Undiluted essential oil is far too concentrated for scalp skin and is one of the most common causes of contact irritation and redness among women trying this for the first time. Mistake 3, leaving it on overnight or using it every single day, thinking more exposure speeds things along. It doesn't. Overuse can build up on the scalp, clog follicles with residue, and irritate skin that just needs steady, moderate stimulation, not a constant soak. If you're finding these old-fashioned fixes useful so far, this is a good moment to subscribe. I bring one of these forgotten routines to you regularly, the kind of thing I used to jot down for clients between appointments. Mistake 4, skipping the patch test, especially if you have a sensitive scalp, psoriasis, eczema, or any recent scalp treatment. Test a small, diluted amount behind your ear or on your inner arm first, and wait a full day. Redness or burning there means your scalp will react the same way. Mistake 5, expecting rosemary oil to fully replace a prescribed hair loss treatment or work the same way for every kind of hair loss. It doesn't rebuild hair that stopped growing due to other health conditions, and it isn't a substitute for a dermatologist's care if your shedding is sudden or severe. What it does well is support hair that's simply slowing down with age, gently and consistently. Mistake 6. Now this next one matters more than it sounds like it should. Reusing an old cloudy bottle of diluted oil for months on end, or dipping unwashed fingers straight into your mixing bottle, introduces bacteria to a product that's already sitting on your scalp for half an hour at a time. A contaminated oil can cause breakouts and irritation right along your hairline, undoing any benefit you were hoping for. Mistake 7. Remember that sensation I mentioned right at the very beginning? Here it is. Many women feel a warm, tingling, almost burning sensation on the scalp and assume it means the oil is working extra hard. It doesn't. That sensation is usually a sign of mild irritation. And if you keep applying an oil that's stinging your scalp night after night, you can actually inflame the very follicles you're trying to help, sometimes making shedding worse instead of better. A gentle tingle that fades quickly is normal. Burning that lingers is your scalp telling you to dilute further or stop for now. Let's be honest about the timeline, because your hair deserves the truth, not a countdown clock. With consistent, correct use, many women notice less hair left on the pillow or in the shower drain within several weeks, simply because the scalp is calmer and better nourished. Over a few months of steady use, some women do see their part line looking a touch fuller and their overall hair feeling thicker to the touch. What rosemary oil will not do is reverse hair loss caused by genetics, hormones, or a medical condition, and it won't grow hair like crazy in days or even in a couple of weeks. Hair grows in slow, natural cycles that no oil can rush. This is about supporting the hair you have and giving new growth the healthiest possible start, not an overnight transformation. Think of it as tending the garden you already have rather than planting an entirely new one, and judge it in seasons, not in days. A quick word before we close. If you're pregnant, nursing, or have a known allergy to mint family herbs, check with your doctor before using rosemary oil, since essential oils aren't automatically safe for every situation. Anyone with a broken, infected, or recently treated scalp should hold off entirely until it heals. If you're managing high blood pressure or any seizure condition, mention essential oil use to your doctor as well. simply out of caution. Always dilute properly and patch test first. If you notice burning that doesn't fade, ongoing redness, swelling, or itching, stop using it and give your scalp a rest. A good patch test is reassuring, but it's never a lifetime guarantee. Let's bring it all together, quick and simple. Mix 5 to 6 drops of pure rosemary essential oil into 1 tablespoon of carrier oil. Warm it between your palms and massage it into a dry or damp scalp with your fingertips. Leave it on 20 to 30 minutes, then wash it out. Use it 2 to 3 times a week, never daily. Store the mixture in a dark bottle for up to 3 months and toss it sooner if the scent changes. Patch test first. Watch for burning instead of a gentle tingle, and give it real months, not days, before deciding if it's working. What I love most about this old trick is that it doesn't ask you to chase a miracle. It just asks for a little patience and a few quiet minutes a week, the same steady care women have always given their hair when they trusted their own hands over a label. Your hair has carried you through a lot of seasons, and it deserves gentleness, not a race against the clock. Tell me in the comments, do you already have rosemary growing somewhere near your kitchen? Next time, I'll open that old notebook again and share a forgotten trick for softer, stronger nails. Take care of yourself, my dear friend. You've earned it.